Welcome to Sabs podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Salvati. All right, guys, so you know how we do this. We're going to start off with a Q&A and then we get into the news. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and comment below. So today's Q&A question is, do you know David Pakman? I don't. People ask me that question because I live in the Boston area. David Pakman lives in the Boston area. I actually don't know him and I've never met him. I've never seen him out in public. So sorry, guys. Nope, I don't know David Pakman. So today's news. So Trump is hinting at possibly running again in 2024. Watch this.
If you were to run for the presidency in 2024, would you consider Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, as your running mate?
Sure, I would. But, you know, there are numerous people that are great. I would certainly consider Ron. I was at the beginning of Ron. I was the first one to endorse him when he came out as a congressman that a lot of people didn't know, and my endorsement helped him tremendously, and I know him very well. He's a great guy. We have other great people. I mean, you look at some of the people Republican people that have done a great job with states, and you don't see that with the Democrats. I mean, they kept their states closed and locked down, and the schools are closed. It's just absolutely outrageous how they get away with it.
So you are considering running in 2024. How about 2022 for the House or Senate? Has that crossed your mind at all?
Well, so many people are saying that I should run in 22, and I think that's highly unlikely, but they do say that a lot. You've heard that.
So you heard it there. Now, he's not going to run in 2022 for the House or for Senate, but he is considering running for 2024. A couple people had a couple things to say about this. So there's a tweet I want to show you. So this tweet is from Jink. Jink says, Trump just said in a video that we're going to take back the White House sooner than you think. Lunatic. If Trump has dementia, how would we know? And I guarantee you that every one of his followers would continue to believe him no matter what he said, in full mental decline. So Jink is wrong here. I'm not a big fan of TYT anyway, so sorry. But Jink is incorrect. Trump could very much win again in 2024. I know that Jinx tends to think that that's not a possibility, but it is a real possibility. Let's look at some numbers. For the 2016 election, Donald Trump had 62 million or over 62 million popular votes. Hillary Clinton had over 65 million. But Trump had over 62 million popular votes. Now, let's jump back out for a second. Hold on to that number, because now I'm going to show you the 2020 election results. Here are the 2020 popular vote election results. Joe Biden received over 81 million votes, but Donald Trump received over 74 million votes. He received more votes in the 2020 election than he did in the 2016 election. Why is that important? 2020 election, let's think about all the things that had already happened under Trump. He had already made the comment about the S-hole countries. I have to watch my language here on YouTube, but you guys know what I'm talking about. This was after COVID had started. This was after the economy tanked, and this was after the George Floyd protest. And he still was able to get more votes in 2020 than he did in 2016. That is something I really want you to think about. that means that his popularity increased despite all those things that were going on in 2020. His popularity still increased. Now, you may be wondering, why would he win in 2024? Part of it, his popularity increased, just what I showed you. But the other part, which I think Democrats in mainstream media are not really getting at, is that the Biden administration has backed down on their campaign promises. Think about this for a second. We didn't receive $15 minimum wage increase. We didn't receive $2,000 stimulus checks, which he promised we would get. We didn't receive cancellation for student loan debt, not even the $10,000. So he had promised to students that went to HBCUs that their student loan debt would be forgiven. Didn't happen. And not to mention that we still have kids in cages at the border. And he is continuing to increase money towards the police. After everything that happened with George Floyd, his response is to give the police more money. Mark my words on this. Come midterms, this is going to be a huge problem. Republicans can very much take back the House, and they can very much take back the Senate. I know a lot of people that live in Georgia that voted for Biden because he promised those $2,000 checks. And he didn't come through with that. I can guarantee you that come 2024, Georgia will be red again. And this is the reason why a lot of people don't have faith in electoral politics. Because politicians, candidates like Joe Biden, when they are campaigning, they run all these promises that they say they're going to do. And then they get into office and they don't do them. Now, whether you like Trump or not, one thing I can say is that, dude, for the most part, he fulfilled the promises that he made to the American people. He did what he said he was going to do. And not only did he do it, but he did it quickly. We also got to keep in mind that we still don't have health care for everybody in this country. Biden isn't even talking about it anymore. Wasn't that like his big thing, that he was going to expand Obamacare? Crickets. Biden also said that he was going to sit down and discuss the Black America plan with Ice Cube after he was in office, after January. Still hasn't happened. So Black Americans still feel ignored. We still feel like you just pander to us so that you can get our vote. So the Democrats have a huge problem. Even some of my conservative friends that changed this time and voted for Biden wouldn't vote for him again. And CNN and MSNBC, they're not telling you that. They've got other politicians out here giving Biden a grade of an A. They're telling us that his approval rating is over 60%. I don't know about you guys, but I wasn't polled about his approval rating. Were you? I'm never polled. Who are they polling? This is why a lot of people don't vote. Because again, politicians say one thing, they get into office, and then they don't do it. So for people who are saying there's no way this could happen, there's no way that Trump could win again in 2024, honestly, you are sadly mistaken.